Falcon isn't wary is the screw attack. And if we see ESAM use it appropriately, especially on stages that have the side platforms similar to Battlefield, that'll put ESAM in, that'll give ESAM a good get out of jail free card.
Well, something that ESAM has said to me specifically is the following phrase: "I don't like up B out of shield." That's something you don't hear from Samus players, but it's something he's told me, and you can look out for that. You know, if he's not really going to go for it, you can kind of dance around his shield a little bit, and Falcon gets a little bit more of an advantage.
Yeah, definitely an unconventional Samus player. To hear those words leave his mouth is definitely a little surprising to me.
And I suppose with that in mind, it explains the stage selection as well. Most Samuses, they love stages like FOD because they can do that up B, get straight to that top platform immediately, cancel that.
Now, right here in this situation, if you notice, Wizzrobe was edge guarding Samus. Sometimes Captain Falcon mains can get a little antsy and put themselves off stage, but if they get caught by the grapple, they'll have to immediately commit to their Falcon dive if they don't have the double jump present. And that can put them in a bad situation, leading to an edge guard.
And we're seeing ESAM try to rely very heavily on this neutral air. He doesn't play a campy Samus. He plays a very read-heavy Samus. He says, oh, I'm going to try and interrupt your attacks with my attacks. Great edge guard right there. He might be able to secure this stock.
And yes, he will. The double F smash connecting. And ESAM staying neck and neck with Wizzrobe so far.
Yeah, definitely keeping himself together. I'm sure a lot of people in the crowd are surprised by this. Everyone seems to like sleeping on ESAM in Melee, but he's really good at it. Oh, wow. Catching the good side of that knee for him, but Wizzrobe definitely going to keep this pressure going.
Ooh. Max, for a second, I thought we were going to be seeing an edge guard attempt. Another whiffed grab. He's been going for the grab option quite a bit. I have to ask at times whether it's intentional or not.
So many missed techs from Wizzrobe, though. ESAM just getting these free combos.
And that's falling back on the tech chases that I was talking about. Samus can definitely tech chase this character, leading to him being off stage. One thing we did see earlier that ESAM misspaced his missile and misspaced another one, leading to him getting hit. He has to be careful. I think he likes missiles way more than screw attacks, if you ask me.
I like him throwing in that missile mid-recovery, just giving Wizzy another thing to deal with.
Right now, ESAM, he's just trying to set up some of these walls, try to prevent Wizzy's approaches entirely. He knows how badly Wizzy is going to be looking for the grab, and specifically what he can do off of those grabs.
So much reward coming out from Falcon every time he gets his hands on Samus, but ESAM's still keeping this together. Just a nice clean hit will get him off stage, and we could see potentially another cycle of that edge guard from before.
And Wizzrobe's starting to catch on to ESAM's style. ESAM's very heavy into, I'm going to catch you or you jumping out of shield. I'm going to catch you trying to approach. So now all Wizzrobe's doing is waiting to see what ESAM's bait option is, and then after that, go in and punish.
Wow, I can't believe Falcon lived that at over 170%.
Yeah, that was a game of Minesweeper. Like, somehow just avoiding every single explosive in his way.
ESAM with some potentially disrespectful crouches between stocks, looking like Halo 2 online.
And ESAM rears back in his chair like, all right, I've died to 3 back airs, so this is getting ridiculous.
And that's a good point as well. You know, something that we got to touch on is how good Wizzrobe is whenever it comes to actually getting those edge guards, right? A lot of these Falcon mains, because they're so about these punishes that result in death, they don't necessarily have the cleanest edge guard game.
Can we talk about those 2 knees that my man landed on ESAM, though?
Yeah, the one into another. Yo, he just needed one more for that Isaiah combo that I think all of us are pretty familiar with from back in the day.
I don't think he has a double jump, but he does have the grapple, so he can air dodge and grapple back on.
If he even gets to live that long.
Right.
Okay.
Wizzy just putting out these back airs, just trying to clip ESAM, preventing his options of actually being able to get back onto the stage. Grab. Oh, no follow-up afterwards. But again, ESAM, he's in a position where he can't really afford to make all that many other trades.
Yep, pressure's on right now. It's pretty much do or die.
And you can tell right there, Wizzrobe wasn't really scared about taking trades at that percent.
Right.
Just kept putting himself in the air.
He had a whole stock to play with. He might as well just swing hitboxes. If they collide with Samus, okay, I don't really care about taking 10.
ESAM looking very serious as they discuss this counter pick.
Oh, yeah.
I think he knows that pretty much the match rests on having a very solid performance in this game at the very least. If not beating him, then making sure there are no big victories and at least taking 1 match.
Yeah, that game 1, not a big victory for Wizzrobe. Only able to 2-stock ESAM. Need a 3-stock or better in order to get a game to count as a big win in Melee. And that will factor into the scoring as we decide the final victor in this Smashmaster match. So
yeah, and I think this one we're definitely going to see it get broken down on that level.
Right now we're on Fountain of Dreams, and it's definitely a common counter pick against Captain Falcon. Whenever you see Captain Falcon opt for those short hop approaches, sometimes it may mess him up. But a lot of these Captain Falcons have been adapting to this, using shield drops a lot more.
Well, so far it doesn't seem to be messing him up at all. He's just been running in and grabbing them.
And a zoning character like Samus having so little space to work with on Fountain of Dreams might seem bad for her, but also, of course, those platforms giving you a lot of options for up B out of shield, and also she can cover a very large percentage of the stage just by shooting her missiles out.
You know, I definitely want to talk about the grabs that Wizzy is getting as well. In the last game we saw ESAM throwing out a lot of these F smashes prematurely trying to catch, and Wizzy had great shield timings. Now ESAM, he's maybe thinking, let me wait a second before throwing out an attack, and he's getting caught by the grabs as a result of it. Great back air again from Wizzy, taking that first stock.
Speaking of those great back airs, all we saw from Wizzrobe near the center of the stage, or the left side of the stage on the first stock, were a lot of back airs, a myriad of them actually. And one of the reasons for that is because since ESAM doesn't really like using screw attack that much, Wizzrobe is not afraid of getting anti-aired by a screw attack every time he keeps short hopping near ESAM.
Yeah, D1, that's an excellent point. There's screw attack, but Wizzy greets him with the knee as he goes to that top platform.
And despite so much less real estate here than on Final Destination, I think we're actually seeing Wizzrobe playing way more mobile than he was in the last game. It looked like he was kind of playing that cold style, but now he's just all over ESAM, and he doesn't even care about taking any damage at this point. He's like, oh, I have such a large lead, I might as well just try to style on this man.
And Wizzrobe has been spacing everything to this back air. He's doing, oh, and he gets him with the knee. ESAM has come down with dare almost every time he's been knocked off stage, and at this point, Wizzrobe's just going for the fullest punish he can get. I mean, at this point, Wizzrobe's in ESAM's head. There's nothing else to it.
Yeah, this is looking brutal, to say the least. For ESAM here, of course you want the W, but at the very least, you got to avoid that big victory.
Oh, he tried to style on him.
He's going to have to take 2 stocks to spare himself that fate, but I don't know if he'll even get the chance to take 1.
That up tilt, pretty big. Wizzy snaking underneath with the up air.
Oh, I thought we were going to see the reverse up air trying to catch the tether.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a big victory, almost.
Possibly.
I'd like 1 big victory in order to Fountain of Dreams.
Well, he's got the ability to 4-stock him right now.
So add an extra stock, please.
And that would be huge for him just to have that stock advantage.
There we go.
He's able to get 1. If he gets 1 more, he dodges the big victory.
You know what's funny? Wizzy actually looked really disappointed when he lost that stock. He's like, I didn't want a big victory. I wanted a 4 stock.
I wanted the biggest victory.
Not just a big victory, the biggest victory.
Is that your Wizzrobe, D1?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever heard him talk, so there's no way I can do it.
I thought Wizzrobe didn't use words. I thought he just...
Well, he's
oh,
he's got a loss of words right now. ESAM on the verge of
ESAM.
making a comeback, but a bit gratuitous at the end. Oh,
Small victories. Small
victories!
Small victory!
ESAM hanging in there with a great F smash at that ledge.
Now I know Wizzrobe's mad. He's actually leaning in a little bit.
Hashtag small victory.
Oh, man.
So, no big victory for Wizzrobe in Melee. He's going to have to rely on 64 for his big victories. ESAM still has 2 games left.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, and he can definitely crush Wizzrobe in at least Brawl.
So,
well,
there we go.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. We don't actually know. We could see Wizzrobe be really good at Brawl or Smash 4.
Small, medium, or large on that victory.
Yeah.
So there it is. Melee's done. Wizzrobe able to take the first game, and no big victories for him in the one that I think he was set up to win.
That's right, and for those of you just joining us, the loser here gets the counter pick. And it's no surprise that we're seeing ESAM go straight for Brawl right afterwards.
Absolutely.
Going for the throat.
Yeah, he's like, let me get this out of the way. Let's see if I can get some big victories. This is the game where I was top 5 in the world for a good long while. I revolutionized my character. I don't know who you're going to bring out, but I think I can beat it.
I think if ESAM picks Ice Climbers in Brawl, especially, we're going to see some of those big victories start to pop up. Wizzrobe plays Marth, a very, very good character by all means, but if you're not accustomed to fighting against the Ice Climbers, you could just be walking into your own certain death over and over again. One grab, even more so than in Melee, because you can still break out of a wobble at a super low percent if they're not ready. In Brawl, it's just like, no, just take my stock, please.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a game where more of messing up that combination is specifically on the player who's executing versus the mashing skills of the player on the other side.
Right, yeah, you can't really mash out of that chain grab.
And I haven't really seen ESAM go Ice Climbers in a long time. I think since he plays Brawl more for fun, he's trying to stick with the Pikachu. And the Ice Climbers, he breaks out for the Ice Climber Ditto, which I don't think we're going to see here.
Makes sense. Ice Climbers are definitely stressful to play and stressful to play against.
I'm expecting to see them strike to a platform stage, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think anybody wants to start off on a Final Destination against the Ice Climbers.
No.
On Brawl, no.
Yeah, I'm still not sure what character we're going to see from ESAM, because if he's really trying to win it all here and get these big victories, yes, Ice Climbers are on the move. And also, Marth is amazing against Pikachu in this game.
Yes.
Characters with swords and great range, really effective at keeping Pikachu away, and he can't get in that crucial space where he needs to attack. So, I don't know. If I were ESAM, I would just not pull any punches, pick the climbers, and go for it.
Now, pardon the pun, but how does Marth fare against the climbers?
Pretty well. He can definitely win the matchup.
Yes.
But he's a character that thrives on being super safe on block, and in a game with such a potent power shield and punish game off of power shield like Ice Climbers, oh my god, if he does one forward air that isn't completely fully spaced, he's going to lose a stock for it. So this could be really difficult.
And this is definitely a game we know Wizzrobe hasn't played recently. He's not active in this game. ESAM was a good enough player where he can kind of jump back whenever. But Wizzrobe, I wouldn't be surprised to see misspaced fairs, let alone power shielded fairs. And if you just normal block a misspaced fair, that's an easy grab. He is going to look like go for the Pikachu. Now, he has possibly the best Pikachu against Marth in the game. He's got wins over some of the greatest Marths out there. He was kind of the only Pikachu doing anything in Brawl, kind of like how he is in Wii U now.
You know, it might go back again to how the climbers operate in this game, right? How so much of whether or not you can execute the combo is entirely focused around whether or not you can actually push the sequencing at the right time. And because ESAM doesn't really practice this game, he might be feeling a little rusty. He might not have all those timings intact.
So that's one of the things about Ice Climbers players in this game. The different throws can change timings based on weight. If you're an Ice Climber player who uses down throw or to do your chain grabs, that down throw is based on weight. You have to kind of eyeball it as you do your chain grab. But there is a variety where not only is it non-weight based, where you use the forward throw for both climbers, but it also doesn't make the Ice Climbers trip. There's no potential of tripping. So depending on which grab setup he ends up using, that can change how this matchup works. But because he's going Pikachu, we might just see a lot of goofy stuff anyway. I really hope we see a quick attack lock somewhere in this set.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That's one of ESAM's specialties. But yeah, I think I really agree with you on the theory about Ice Climbers players not being prepared to actually push the buttons at the right time. Like, we saw Nakat and V115 earlier in pools. By the way, I'm shocked that match happened in pools for Brawl, by the way.
It's that.
Yeah, Nakat was Ice Climbers, of course, as he mains, and V115 was his Zero Suit. Nakat was dropping chain grabs left and right. Whoa, why does that sound like that?
It's so loud. We turned up the sound in the venue.
Wow, okay, yeah, I can hear that with a headset on.
Yeah, that is the most thunderous shield breaker I think I've ever heard in my entire life.
I thought it was like a sound glitch or something.
I think Brawl Shield Breaker is the best iteration of Shield Breaker.
No, I mean, I will say,
I like the overhead swing, man. When
we talk about like a raw sound design perspective, I feel like Brawl wins as far as the Smash games go. I just think that the sounds are so crisp.
Power shield noise.
We're actually in a match right now.
Yeah, they went right into it.
Okay.
Just in case.
Game number 1 of this second game of Smash Masters semis.
And we've actually got Wizzrobe in a very, very slight percent lead, but a percent lead nonetheless. Okay, ESAM using some of that ridiculous quick attack cancel movement.
Oh yeah, something that is absent from Smash 4 unless you're on the Omega form of the Umbra stage.
Or if you just, just any edge.
Any edge, yeah.
The thing about quick attack canceling in Brawl is that it's done on command. You have to hold down into the stage as you're finishing up your quick attack, and it gives you no lag. It lets you do whatever you want.
Yeah, you can
so
jump.
You can quick
You have to
attack
jump.
around, and and he can jump up and hit him with aerials and do all sorts of goofy stuff.
That's just so hard to punish, being that Pikachu's super tiny, moves all over the place with quick attack. He can pick any direction.
But I'd also like to point out, ESAM's actually playing this a little bit like Smash 4. He's going for fairs, like approaching fairs. It only really works in Smash 4 because the shield mechanics in that game are different. Because the shield mechanics are much less forgiving in this game, he's just going for moves that Wizzy can punish easily out of shield.
Yeah. And also in Smash 4, the forward air pops you up a little bit more for more guaranteed combos, and there's more hits done. So it's extremely more rewarding in Smash 4. I don't know if ESAM's going to be able to adjust to that.
I guess for me, the big thing is how amazed I am that he's playing the same character. Like, I couldn't do that. I can play Falcon in 64, sort of. And that's it. Like, I can't, I could not by the life of me play him in Melee or in Smash 4.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more disorienting to go back to a different game with the same character that you made in your current game.
Ooh, good little mix-up there. He's able to get back. He's definitely mixing up with this crazy movement. Wizzrobe's not ready for it. And that tipper fair should do it. I'm surprised ESAM's not doing a lot more movement to kind of like catch Wizzy off guard.
And Wizzrobe, kind of an early death with that SD. He's really been keeping it close with ESAM here. Maybe kind of upsetting all of our expectations.
Well, the other thing is ESAM now is to actually find a way to kill, which is even harder in this game, believe it or not, than it is in Smash 4.
Yeah, Pikachu has basically no true combos into any kill moves in this game. Maybe fair up smash on some characters, but otherwise he's really got to work for it.
He's getting a lot of mileage right now with the fair. You mentioned that Marth in general, really strong pick against Pikachu. What is it that makes it so tough for the rat to handle the swordsman?
Definitely that range, man. Pikachu only fights with his body pretty much, and maybe a little bit of electricity extending. But other than that, he has to get in there, and he's super stubby. Meanwhile, Marth, his sword is even longer in this game than it is in Smash 4. So you can see how he's able to keep Pikachu at bay with great ease. And if Wizzrobe gets this stock here, that big victory is not going to be an option for ESAM.
Oh, a get-up attack. I don't agree with that at all. Wizzrobe looking to finish this stock. ESAM playing so safe, though.
Of course, Marth does not have that up throw kill that he does in Smash 4, so he's going to have to earn this one the hard way, too.
He can if you get him to like 200%.
Yeah.
It's going to be a while, but
by Smash 4%, he'd be in death range right now.
oh yeah. Footstool, that's it!
Oh,
he got it! He got it!
Oh my God!
Big victory?
Big
Maybe?
victory!
Oh,
Did
did you
he
see
live
the
it?
SDI?
Yeah, that
No.
was
Oh, the
wow.
thunder of the ESAM stands up! What a finish! What a statement!
Yo, who said Brawl's boring again? Can someone please tell me who said that?
I'm rustled. I'll be real. I'm rustled right now. That was incredible. ESAM very nearly losing grasp of that big victory, manages an incredible sequence, and we'll show it one more time. Go ahead. Explain what happened.
Yes, this is a classic Pikachu setup. Up air to footstool at these high percents. When you get a footstool, it is untechable. You come down with quick attack, and it's a jab block. Brawl, the only game where if you do a jab reset type situation, it actually keeps him on the ground, and you can keep doing it. He hits him with 3 quick attacks. He hits him with jab, jab, jab. Wizzrobe tried to actually SDI behind him using that melee, that sort of, I don't want to get jab reset anymore, but ESAM able to react, cleans up the stock, and then finishes it with the thunder off top. So pretty.
That was just gorgeous execution.
And let's remember, this is counted as a big victory. So that means that if they are tied in game count, 2-2, and the actual individual game count in between all of those games is tied as well, that's going to be one of those deciding metrics that determines who's going to end up winning this series.
Oh, and the Marth chain grab, haven't seen that in a couple years.
He actually dropped a little bit. You can actually get a down throw after those 2 F throws
Right.
and get another tipper. So Wizzrobe just kind of being like, all right, I can just do F throws, you know, not showing that full knowledge. But that's not what we'd expect from Wizzrobe, obviously.
I'm sure he fully knows it, but he just wanted to play it safe and make sure he got at least the tipper forward smash and followed up.
Yeah, definitely all good, very good points. Again, this, for us on the desk, we're seeing this as really Wizzy's weak point.
Yeah, this man is holding it together really well here. And again, ESAM really looking for big victories here, especially to offset the ones coming for Wizzrobe in 64 inevitably.
I'd like to point out, ESAM actually tried to go for that up air footstool combo again. Now he's just trying to show off a little bit.
I'll say one thing, even though a lot of people probably may not have faith in Wizzy in this game, he's actually keeping up pretty much with ESAM, right? It's not a blowout by any means.
Probably
Even though he did get a big victory in the last game, yes. It's not like it was a 3-stock or anything.
Yeah, it was no Nintendo versus BTK.
Oh, there we go.
And that forward air actually killing. Wizzy still keeping it even with ESAM and Brawl. Even if he doesn't manage to even take 2 stocks this game, I'm still just impressed with this man's gameplay here. He clearly knows how to use Marth, how to play Brawl.
You know, now thinking about the long game, do you think that him playing Pikachu here in Brawl will affect his Smash 4 performance at all?
It might at least warm him up a little bit for the more reset-heavy engine that Brawl and Smash 4 use.
I definitely think he's playing this Brawl Pikachu like a Smash 4 Pikachu, though. That back air, you've seen him thrown out back air a few times. Honestly, that was a move that you didn't see very often in Brawl, like almost ever. People knew it was a bad move. because you kind of pop out of it a lot easier than you do in Smash 4.
Yeah, and again, that's why I think it's more disorienting for a player like ESAM to pick the same character that he uses in Smash 4 in Brawl. The games are so similar, but there's still that little nuance that can really throw you off. And if you're expecting, oh, well, this is something I'm used to in Smash 4, let me just do it, and then, oh, no, it's actually terrible, just like that back air.
I'll tell you what I'm not expecting, Max. Wizzy right now actually in the lead. This is insane. ESAM not going to be getting a big victory here.
Yeah, actually, every time I see ESAM taking to the skies, Wizzy is just anti-airing him to the point where we saw ESAM even employ an air dodge while shore hopping towards Wizzy.
Yeah, that's him trying to remember his Brawl fundamentals. It's like, all right, what other approaches do I have? My normal stuff isn't working anymore.
Yeah, and shore hop air dodge, another thing that's way better in Smash 4 than Brawl. It is, yeah. Not landing with the air dodge, but doing a short hop air dodge because there's 10 less frames of animation on the air dodge.
Oh,
you can cancel.
Yeah,
you can often stick out an attack before you land in Smash 4.
ESAM, great perfect shield that we saw before. And F smash.
Oh,
gonna
wow.
bring this down. That Marth just literally learned how to teleport. That was ridiculous.
That might have been the
Absolutely no
worst
DI.
DI I've ever seen, yeah.
If any of you know who Pat G
Yeah,
is.
I was just going to say, man, Pat G DI, taking me back.
Oh, man.
But still Wizzy, hefty percentage lead.
And that was Wizzrobe actually forgetting about RCO lag, one of the few glitches in this game that can really throw a Marth off. If you up B to the ledge and then land on the stage later, the game thinks you're still in your up B and will give you bonus landing lag that you don't want. And that'll do it! The down smash on the landing.
Wizzy, why aren't you up on your feet?
All right, Wizzy, I think you're the Smash Master just for that
You know why he's not up on his feet? Because he didn't get the big victory in Melee. That's why. He's still living it down.
Yeah, he's still disappointed.
Let's look at this one more time.
I just love that he went into the very last part of Thunder and and died for it.
Yeah.
Wow, so this is going to be a really interesting breakdown when we get to the end of these 4 sets here, because Wizzy is doing phenomenally. I think. Oh!
He busted out the ices. He says, all right, we're not playing anymore. And there's actually boos in the crowd.
A lot of people have some strong opinions about this character.
Well,
I don't blame them.
We talked extensively about Ice Climbers before this set began, how ESAM may not be ready for this. He starts off the set by screwing up a desync, so let's see what happens.
You can already see Wizzy trying to use full jump, and he'll mix up his drift to go either behind or in front of ESAM to avoid the threat of a grab.
And ESAM actually fishing for this grab.
You know, we did see some Ice Climbers earlier, but in Melee, what is it in this game that makes them so different from Melee, for instance?
Okay, because there's so much less block stun in Brawl than there is in Melee, so many less things are safe on blocking as this character. And look at Wizzy! He is going in, only taking 6%. If this man actually wins the set in Brawl, I will completely lose my mind on stream.
I'm already losing my mind. This guy's about to have the first suck. Do you have faith in this Sopo?
Sopo is kind of interesting. It's much harder against Marth. As you saw earlier, ESAM actually got a grab and was going for the standard Sopo down throw chain grab to try and wait for Nana to come back. But Marth can up B out due to the fact that up B actually has frame 1 invincibility in this game. So Marth able to just throw out that move whenever he's in a rough spot. And ESAM now stuck with Sopo and no real chain grab to speak of or any way to kind of finish off this stock.
My man needs insurance.
Wizzy. Well, let me tell you about one of the sponsors for this event. Geico Car Insurance. At least 15%. Probably going to come off your bill.
Yeah, definitely powering this event, and Wizzy certainly powered up after taking that stock. He's doing remarkable right now.
D1
can't believe it.
D1's ready to leave. D1's like, no, this can't actually be happening.
He just broke out of the grab. Oh, he's down! ESAM doesn't even know
that's
what
it.
he's doing.
He's dead, though. He's dead.
It worked.
He actually caught his jump with a soft hitbox of forward air.
And that was a really hard setup for ESAM. He gets a grab here. He's
it?
got the down throw. Can he do this correctly?
Oh, the mashes!
That was one of the fastest matches I've ever seen.
Yeah, and also Marth is, I believe, in the easiest weight class for the Ice Climbers to chain grab. I never really played them too much myself, but I'm pretty sure I've heard that multiple times. He's one of the easiest to land it on.
It always depends which grab setup you use, though. I don't really think I see Ice Climbers use the down throw grab against Marth. They normally go for the instant back throw, and ESAM dropping it already.
Rusty. We're expecting a tipper at that range.
Yeah, same. How is Wizzy going to deal with this last stock here? He at least has to get rid of Nana. Or not last stock, second stock.
And he's on the verge. Oh, the Nair just might do it.
That was beautiful. This guy is a genius.
You know, he may be down in percentages, but I'd say taking out Nana puts him at an advantage right now.
He already has a moral victory in the bag. Let's be real.
I mean, can he get the big victory, though? That's the question.
Yeah, exactly. If Wizzrobe gets a big victory in Brawl, Okay.
Okay, we're good. We're good. I also like to point out ESAM still with the stock lead, so he can put on damage here, come down with 2 climbers. Harder to mash out for Wizzy. Let's see what happens. You know, he needs to just do a little bit.
Right, that extra credit, it definitely goes a long way.
And you may be surprised to see ESAM throw out Solo Blizzard, but that's actually very difficult for Marth to punish because there's very little end lag, and yes, it is outside of tipper range.
So many people would think, oh, it's just Sopo, nothing to be worried about. But, okay, was he actually going to spend the up B to get out?
And
Wow.
tipper up air, able to kill off the top. And ESAM showing his lack of tech skill with this character. He should get a grab there. No, he drops it.
Wow, that was actually a solid read. A common escape option from the corner by a lot of players.
This is what we were touching on before. Wizzy just going with these fair strings. I like the spacing as well as the fade backs. He wants to avoid getting hit by the grab at all costs.
I like how he was able to actually avoid the dash attack on the left side of the stage. That was really smart guess by ESAM.
ESAM's literally sitting on one side of the stage trying to do a desync and dropped it 4 times. Like, he's just completely out of touch with this character right now.
Oh, no! Why would you take
everybody?
that? Why would you
Welcome
take that?
to Brawl!
Is this
Wait a minute, Wizzy, a
Oh my
shot
God.
of life here. Climbers separated. Oh, going for the Thundercats. Won't work out yet.
What am I actually seeing?
If Wizzy actually manages to bring it back, because ESAM dropped a chain grab on a trip.
Kill Nana, kill Nana, kill Nana!
Uh-oh.
Oh!
Reverse hit! He has no jump? Oh, he has.
He has a jump.
And he makes it back onto the stage as well. Wizzy, he gets
What?
up fast, and ESAM takes the set 2-1. But what an insane sequence at the end of that last game.
I can't believe everything that just happened. On the last stock, Wizzrobe trips, the first trip we've seen, I think, in this entire Brawl set. ESAM takes the grab, tries to close it out, but Wizzy mashes out before the up smash can connect, and then all of a sudden, it's back to square one, as both of these guys just threw hitboxes everywhere until ESAM was able to come out on top. If ESAM had lost to Wizzrobe in Brawl, I'm pretty sure D1 would have passed out back here.
I'm speechless. N64, all right.
Wizzrobe isn't wasting any time.
Oh, man.
He's like, it's time to play my game.
This is a hype set. This is a hype
And
set.
if Brawl was the one that we were locking in ESAM for, and if that was that close, I think we might even see just a very, very clean, easy 3-1, double 2-0. Or wait, no, I'm sorry. No, never mind. Disregard exactly what I just said.
I get what you're
But
saying,
we're going to
though,
see
right?
destruction in 64 right now, and possibly Wizzrobe in Smash 4? I don't know.
Maybe. We never know. You can't sleep on Wizzy. That's the thing. He
Right.
is on this stage for a reason. I believe he's actually the youngest competitor that we have on this stage
Yes,
of
for
all
sure.
these players. But despite his I guess, less competitive experience overall, the fact that he is such a high-level competitor throughout so many different games, I mean, it speaks volumes, especially at such a young age.
So let's talk about the score we have right now, because Wizzrobe was able to 2-0 ESAM, and ESAM only beat him 2-1 in Brawl. Now, we had ESAM winning Smash 4 and Wizzrobe winning 64. Now, if both of those go 2-0 in the people we think are going to win, then Wizzrobe wins the whole set because of that one game he was able to take in Brawl.
Yep.
So this 64 match is actually critical for ESAM. If ESAM can take one game, it's back to dead even in games, going into the game he plays the most right now. He needs a game in 64. If it doesn't come down to that, then he needs to, I guess, 2-0 in Wii U and hope. His only chance right now is getting that game in 64.
Unfortunately, no big victories on the board for Wizzrobe yet. ESAM with 1.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's going to be a
if
really
the
big
games
metric.
are dead even, yeah, that'll
But
be huge.
of course, this is Wizzrobe's playground. An incredible player. How good he is, it's still in flux. But let's just put it this way: most of the tournaments that he goes to, even at the highest level, he gets top 8 finisher at G3, one of the most stacked tournaments of all time, and considered by many to be the best Yoshi main right now in the United States.
He's absolutely fierce in this game. And ESAM, I don't even know who he uses. It's funny, his characters are on opposite ends of the tier list, or his characters throughout Smash history. Pikachu and Samus. Looks like he's going to be taking the top tier approach here. Though Samus, of course, has risen from her last place spot on the tier list. She's now like, what, 8th?
Yeah, she's nowhere near last place now. More closer nestled in the middle. And that's, of course, thanks to players like Jusuke, for instance. The king of Japan, really, for Smash 64.
I gotta say, that story was more enticing when it was like the king of Japan using the worst character in the game. But now Samus is higher in the tier list. People learn that she's actually pretty good.
And to be fair, in that game, actually, there's some differences with each character. Samus actually has some added benefits, and in general, the combos, the game itself has less smash DI, especially has less of effect overall in the game itself. Which means two things. One, Samus is more viable, and two, the Japanese players, whenever they come over here, it's like they take the ankle weights off because they're DIing in an engine where the DI is so much harder to register. And so whenever they come to this American engine and they're smash DIing, it's ridiculous sometimes. It's ridiculous.
That scene of Rock Lee.
Yes, exactly. He knows. He knows. You weeb. I love it.
Wow. You knew the same scene. Don't talk to me.
Shooting shots at everybody. It's the only reason I'm on the desk. Let's be real.
Even yourself.
Exactly. The cell shots.
So he is going Samus. That's a pretty interesting choice. I like the Samus pick against Yoshi just because, like every game, Samus actually a little bit harder to combo than you'd expect.
Yeah, being heavy and floaty is just so weird.
It's definitely weird, but this is what we're talking about. You can't shield in this game against anyone, and definitely not Wizzrobe. The combo sequence forward air, and that's all she wrote. Stock number 1 shred in a matter of seconds.
Are we going to see a JV6?
That's exactly what I asked myself.
I would love to see a JV6 and then just see them not play any more 64. Just feel like, all right, you got it.
History might be made here.
And you can't go for that grab. I mean, it's laggy in every game, but that goes triple for 64.
And it's so hard to put on an event like Smash Masters because good luck finding someone who plays Smash 64 at this level.
I mean, you're looking at the one.
Exactly.
Especially when we talk about the talent here, Wizzrobe, by far the best on the stage at this game.
Good luck finding someone else besides Wizzrobe, you know? Like, that isn't just a 64 specialist. Of course, Nintendo very good in that, but we saw him almost drop to Mewtwo King. I don't think we're going to see Wizzrobe come even near the danger of losing to ESAM here.
Whoa. He's taken 5 damage.
I don't think he's even going to lose his stock, to be honest.
It's bad.
Oh, ESAM missing Z cancels for free here.
He's trying to go for more like standard, I'd say melee-esque shield pressure, and that doesn't work, homie. This ain't melee.
You just press those buttons, hit that shield over and over again. Of course, it's a lot more complex than that.
And ESAM, he taps out. He's had enough of this pain. And he's going for the head shake. No. We got to play this out, right?
The concession.
And this is just how this game starts, right? The shield break immediately. Again, shield in 64, very limited uses, I will say, because of how much shield stun there actually is.
And of course, Yoshi having the ability to do that double jump cancel nair. And since Z cancel removes all end lag in this game, he can just keep doing it. Just do the nair on shield. Shield stun lasts forever. My moves come out every frame. What are you going to do?
Well, this is a good swap, I feel, for ESAM. Just switching things up, going over to Pikachu.
Well, he's put on more damage.
Following that Sanford Kelly advice, pick a top tier. And get dunked to the depths of Dreamland.
That's true. See, this is the thing. We're not seeing enough smash DI from ESAM. He could have definitely survived that if his DI was on point, but there's a chance he's trying to do more traditional DI rather than actually mashing on the stick.
Yeah, he's probably just not prepared for any of these crazy setups that Wizzrobe has or the little intricacies of Smash 64.
You know one thing I really love about this game, too, how you're able to just easily shield drop.
Yeah.
No spot
dodges.
Just push down. It's great. Down B! ESAM sent to the heavens. And Wizzrobe, again, just looking so comfortable.
I want ESAM to hit him. I feel like that's the goal here.
He actually has 50%, which, you know, you could also save on car insurance.
At least that amount. Let's see if ESAM can get 15% or more on Wizzrobe.
Yo, cognitive Geico Wizzrobe in the building right now. To take another stock. And I don't know if ESAM can take any more of this, honestly.
Let me get 2-0 to deaths, man. Let me get that magic Geico number.
Oh, he gets...
Goodbye.
Wow. So he's going to get a Geico stock.
Geico stock? JV Geico?
Sorry, I'm more of a progressive man. No, just kidding. A great
Geico 6 stock.
Walk him off.
No walk-offs here. Tilt. All right, slammed it down.
I was expecting a fair.
Okay, come on, ESAM. You going to get one? No,
Everybody gets
that
one.
armor.
Yeah, that's right. Yoshi, of course, still having that double jump armor here.
Yeah, in every game.
It looked like Wizzy tried to bait him to approach from the ledge so he could get a forward smash.
That's a forward air. That's a free and perfect play from Wizzrobe, not losing a single stock. That's a 2-0 and 2 big victories. So with that, when we look at the actual count, now we see Wizzy in the lead in terms of big pictures.
And actually, it's actually over.
Yeah, it's actually over.
If ESAM 2-0s him in Wii U, he's still lost.
Yep.
Exactly.
Because of the one game Wizzrobe was able to take in Brawl. So unfortunately, this next game is kind of a dead game.
Look at ESAM.
Oh, really? Oh, thanks. I didn't know. I wasn't sure.
That's like that moment when people take 5 minutes on the counter pick. They're like, I think I will go to Smashville. You know, I think I will. Absolutely perfect play. We're going to go ahead and see it one more time. Just, oof. It hurts the soul.
So much damage.
The Geico 6 stock was almost real.
Yeah, I wish we got the Geico stock. That would have been, I would have been so happy.
And ESAM at time had like really smart ledge DI. I don't know if it was all intentional. Like we're talking about the sequence on the left side here.
Yeah, he actually teched the ledge. I was like, he did it.
It wasn't a tech. It's actually just like,
the DI in.
DIing into the ledge itself and then bouncing off. Yeah.
I was so impressed. I was like, wait, he does know how to DI.
Yeah.
And then this happened.
ESAM, please play more 64. Next time you're in Texas, we'll have some fun. I'll tell you more about the game. It's great.
If you want to be a true Smash master, you have to brush up on that one missing
Absolutely.
link.
Yeah. And I think that you know, when we talk about the event overall is, not to get too ahead of myself, but I think that I may be alone when I say Wizzrobe has a strong chance of winning this entire thing. He doesn't necessarily have that Achilles heel, I feel, compared to most of the other competitors that we've seen. For Nintendo, it was very clearly Smash 4, as well as Brawl. For ESAM, as we just saw, 64 complete blowout. But Wizzy has maintained and has played at such a strong level so far in every one of these games.
I don't know, man. I don't want to jump the gun or anything, but I definitely like VGBootCamp for taking the whole thing, just because I think he's got such a good chance of beating Wizzrobe in 3 out of 4 games. Even though Wizzy is going to probably destroy his life in 64, Smash 4 I'd give it to M2K. Brawl, I'd definitely give it to M2K for sure. But I don't know, man. We also did just see Wizzrobe almost beat ESAM and Brawl.
Yeah, that's the thing, is he's showing up in all these other games, and I'm sure we're about to see him show up in Wii U. I'm going to wait until after he finishes eviscerating ESAM before we start discussing the finals. But I think the finals are setting up to be very exciting, where no one really knows the winner. I think this first semifinal and this second semifinal, now that Wizzrobe's kind of coming into his own, we knew what was going to happen. We knew Nintendo wasn't going to be able to hold a candle against M2K. We knew ESAM had 2 games in his corner, but not the other 2 games at all. And the fact that Wizzrobe was able to take a game in Brawl just means, all right, Wizzrobe's got this. In grand finals, I don't know what's going to happen. I can't pick either of them for any of the games, now that I've seen what Wizzrobe can do.
Well, let's not jump to grand finals yet. This is, of course, the swan song for ESAM here. His final lap, if not. You know, a year ago, ESAM definitely considered to be one of the best players in the world at this game. Since then, hasn't been able to really recapture that same glory, I'd say, of that top 10 level. But I still look at ESAM, and I see him as one of the most intelligent players to ever pick up the controller.
He was actually 2nd place at Super Smash Con 2015 behind Zero. Put on a really good show, too, taking the champ to Game 5 at that tournament, which was historic at that point. Now, of course, we've seen both of them kind of take a dive in their tournament results. However, still very strong players, and I would say ESAM definitely the favorite here over Wizzrobe, of course. And like we've already discussed, pretty useless at the end of things. Oh, but I think ESAM's playing Vito, by the way. I already saw a lot of perfect pivots come out from him.
Yeah, he's been being real public about that he's switching to the Vito setup. I find that really exciting that he's trying to, push the metagame forward there.
Again, just want to pick your brain for a second, D1. This matchup between Sheik and Pikachu, why don't you give a rundown for some of these newer viewers on what that's going to look like?
Well, between Sheik and Pikachu, one thing that I'll talk about is in the early game, Sheik definitely has good combos on Pikachu off of the forward throw, even if they did increase the horizontal knockback. I mean, vertical knockback of the forward throw. But later on, it gets a little bit more difficult.
What?
And you don't even get KOs off of the down throw as free back in late game. Back then, Sheik used to have great KO options on Pikachu, but now because characters can live longer against Sheik, it might be a bit more manageable for Pikachu. And
to think that Wizzrobe is the one whose character has been nerfed, looking at this, man, I don't know. ESAM is definitely on notice right now.
Yeah, we might need to check the game copy. I'm from ESAM. I need to see the stock being gone and then maybe one of those fair footstools that he was talking about with
guys,
one of his recent tech videos.
What patch of Smash 64 is this? I don't even know this one.
Yeah, they added Sheik to the game recently. You didn't hear?
It's pretty crazy.
Oh, that's pretty
fun fact,
cool.
64 community actually did put in Falco into 64.
I
So
I saw
that.
that.
the
Yeah,
more you know.
that was very exciting.
God, I love 64.
ESAM, what are you doing?
This could be a big victory for Wizzrobe.
And again,
This could be one.
It just might be that he was playing Brawl for so many sets, right? He's so conditioned with one style of play, and having to now switch that style up ever so slightly, it just might be throwing a wrench in the gears.
Another thing that we should probably notice that maybe ESAM thinks that, you know, he's already fighting at a loss, but, you know, who knows?
That's very true. The fact that even if he 2-0s Wizzrobe here, he can't move on in this bracket, so maybe he's just trying to have a little fun.
Oh, Wizzrobe going again for that 2015 setup. The up B has been nerfed, but it still will kill you, as we saw on that first stock. Ooh, Wizzrobe coming dangerously close to taking that game. And again.
And you're noticing ESAM, he's reluctant to jump.
Oh! Okay,
baby.
Okay, Wizzrobe, I'm very impressed. Almost looking like Mr. R.
Oh, wait, that's what I was talking about! The fair footstool, but he's not done yet.
How did he got to jump through all of that? He must have had to break.
It was the two-frame.
Yeah, he got the two-frame, so he got to the ledge and got his jump back. I thought after all of that, Wizzrobe was certainly dead, but he played that perfectly.
And T1, this is what you were talking about. Sheik in the late game struggling, and ESAM, he can very well steal this right back from Wizzrobe. Dropping down, ESAM, great nair.
Good.
Saving the bouncing fish, and that's it!
That was actually so clutch by Wizzrobe. A lot of times, players, when they get knocked into the blast zone, they'll burn the bouncing fish really right near the blast zone so that they could stay alive longer. Instead, my man burned the double jump, waited till he got closer to the stage, got knocked away by ESAM, used the bouncing fish, then after that, using the invincibility of the Vanish, avoiding that attack from ESAM, and after that, KOing him, and coming back on stage to take game one.
Brilliant resource management there by Wizzrobe. That was a mind game in itself. Just, okay, I'm going to recover with double jump instead of bouncing fish. Also kind of a shade of a melee player in there, where bouncing fish isn't even an option. You're not even thinking about pressing down B off the stage with your Sheiks. Imagine Wizzrobe actually caught that by just being like, oh yeah, I forgot, I have bouncing fish too.
I thought I'd turn into Zelda.
Beginner's luck, bro.
And this is what you touched on, you know, off of these up tilts, the early game from Pikachu, very formidable. But Sheik definitely has a great early game as well, when we talk about those fair strings.
I think one of the things both of these characters struggle with is landing kills, especially now with the absence of Sheik's down throw 50-50 at the high percents. Neither of them can really get anything guaranteed, especially off of a grab. That will kill you, but they have some, they do have some potent options, some potent raw kill moves as well.
And it looks like with this lead, ESAM could actually just dance around the entire stage and stall this out. But I don't think he'll do that.
This is looking bad. That's such a critical air input. It's actually what I saw from him whenever I saw him play at PAX Arena as well, just throwing out the grenade when he really didn't need to.
One thing that I noticed from Wizzrobe is how he's using the neutral air quite a bit. That can actually help with intercepting the quick attack approaches that we see from ESAM.
Right, long, active move. Just going to stay out and catch Pikachu as he dashes into you. But ESAM showing to be so evasive with that move.
Another bouncing fish. And Boise, he's just met with these grabs at the end. The damage output from ESAM, it might be too much for him to actually make the comeback, but there's a stage spike, and not even Pikachu's recovery can allow him to make it back. Suddenly, this game may be doable for Wizzy.
But having 96% rage right there it might make it difficult to get those combos that Sheik usually gets.
Right, you go just a little bit too far.
Yeah.
But it can actually help augment some for combos too, because the forward airs at super low percents will send you extra far, and you'll go into tumble and be able to continue getting chained.
Wizzy, great shielding there, but
he's building this one back.
Yeah, I'm glad he was able to make it back.
Oh.
There it is again.
That goofy hurt box.
Yeah, Pikachu actually blows himself up very large when he does the quick attack. Now you know that. You play Pikachu.
Yeah, I do. I love it.
Wizzy, please give me this 2-0.
I don't know, ESAM gets the trade that he's looking for, and it's not going to be a 2-0 for this final game. ESAM still showing that he's such a solid player.
Imagine Wizzrobe had actually recovered properly instead of going for that grenade there. I think we could have seen him take the match.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And we're starting to see Rage play quite a big role in these matches because we're coming down with someone at high percent, and all of a sudden they rack up the damage real quick, and then it goes, oh my god, like they can kill me I'm at 70. And these guys are starting to play really, really defensive as they get to these like really scary high percents on that last stock. I'm wondering if that'll come into play as whoever gets the first one tends to get scared at the end of the game. So
yeah, man, Wizzy's Sheik looking extra crispy though.
Oh yeah, ESAM, for a second, D1, I want to talk about that last game, right? What was it that allowed Wizzy to make the comeback, aside from the stage spike that we saw?
We definitely saw him netting a lot of grabs, actually, and those neutral airs coming into play when ESAM was trying to come back on stage, just intercepting the quick attacks time and time again. I don't really see him falling back on needles like Zero usually does when it comes to Sheik. So it's an interesting style of Sheik we see here with Wizzy.
I guess it's fair, right? ESAM with the very interesting style of Samus and Melee, and now Wizzy with the very interesting style of Sheik here in Smash 4.
Yes, it is fair.
Oh my god, no. Only one fair pun allowed, all right. I feel like I expended the quota for the desk, but regardless, Wizzrobe, again, just such a sizable lead to start things off, but of course expected whenever we see a Sheik on stream.
Keeps getting so many opportunities, and some of them have fallen through his fingers, but Wizzrobe just really holding it together here against ESAM. Such an impressive showing. Again, even if he doesn't manage to take this set, I'm still extremely impressed with his performance across all 4 games.
But wait a minute, ESAM didn't get the nair placement right like he did previously.
He's looking for a way to finish this stock. Both of these guys at fairly high percent. He goes for up throw Thunder, reads the DI, but didn't go far enough. He's going to try again, misses it again.
He's picking up on Wizzy's landing options. That's so many times we've seen that down air to descend onto the stage. ESAM with the perfect shield previously.
Yeah, trying to take that express train all the way down.
Definitely looked like he tried to punish the cooldown frames up to Thunder, but man, there it is.
And they're out of shield, gonna take the stock. I don't really know why Wizzrobe went for a get-up attack on the ledge in that position, especially over 100.
Actually, I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter if you're over 100 in Smash 4.
For Sheik?
No, for everybody. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, percent just determines the amount of invincibility frames you get when you grab the edge. Uh-oh. Oh, ESAM loves stalling off the stage with that Thunder. It makes it look like he's open, kind of playing possum there.
Yeah, his ledge play is just so intricate and so exciting to watch. The crowd's certainly loving it.
My favorite thing is how he'll keep tossing out the jolts, and while you're dealing with that, he'll just sneak in behind you with a quick attack, or just get out of harm's way.
Reminds me of Marvel, man, like a self-assist.
And a nice read on the DI again. He's not going to be able to get this edge guard?
Oh,
or will he? Yes, he is, because of a weird bouncing fish back off the stage by Wizzrobe. Falling there is going to get the stage spike. And even with the 2-1 in Smash 4 for ESAM, unfortunately, Wizzrobe will be moving on to Grand Finals of Smash Masters, brought to you guys by Gaiaco.
Hey, at least ESAM was able to put one big victory on the board right there at that match.
Yes.
2 stocked him real quick. But, man, after that first game, though, I was so hyped for Wizzy, and the comeback game 2 was almost real. Wizzy definitely showing his chops, man, across all the games. At first, I was like, okay, ESAM's got the newer half of the games for free. Wizzy probably got Melee, most likely. Definitely got 64 for free. But I'm just so impressed. This guy, he's looking like the Smash Master after today.
Have I converted you yet? I've been Team Wizzy